guys, hello, here we are. Little bit of a video for us on this wonderful chilly, well, pre-winter day. Well, just got back from the old lumber yard there, picked up some 2x4s. Of course, the 2x4 8s and the, 2x4 92 and 5/8. Basically, guys, we're going to use them to build another one of those shelves. You've seen us, whatever it would have been a couple of years ago now, build shelves in for storage. Well, basically, we're going to add on to them shelves and make more room for more storage. So, of course, guys, I'll get the old saw out, get set up with the work light, and yeah, we'll meet you down to do the shelves. Okay, guys, so here we are, pretty much all downstairs, all set up and way to go. Of course, I'd like to apologize for the lack of lighting conditions, but however, this is a basement, and you know, the lighting's not too good in here yet. Well, this is the storage shelf here, of course, you know, kind of kept goodies on there, you know, a 10-year supply of TP, stuff like that. Well, you remember when we built it, we had another wing going that way. It was meant to house larger items. However, of course, those larger items now are gone, so that section was tore out. So, of course, I'm going to use some of the wood as well as some of the new wood that I bought to put another 8 feet basically onto that section, stretching all the way over to probably mid where those cupboards are. So of course I have to demo this non-bearing wall. It was left over from the original basement that I took out years ago, just never took it out because it kind of divides the laundry area from the rest of the basement. So of course I can rip that out. There's no electrical or no wires running through it. I could probably just grab and pull, given how well the other half of the basement was built. And then of course I gotta run some you know, strapping up there to the ceiling to nail it in. And of course, kind of like this shelf is, with a couple of blockings there, a couple of blockings there, and then blockings there, which would make me like 3-4 shelves, and then basically there we go. I probably won't put a shelf at the top because, well, it's got to clear, you know, the heating duct here for the furnace, so of course that shelf is going to be useless really until it gets in here. So I'll probably just leave it the way she is. If we got to double stack stuff, we got to double stack stuff. I'm going to go see if I can hunt up my shop light. If I can, then we're golden. If not, then well, this is going to be the lighting conditions. Okay guys, so I did get that wall out, as well you see there, the lack of wall. That there is just a coax cable for the internet that I don't use anymore upstairs. Well, looks like he put 2x2s on the walls, which aren't surprising because it was 2x2s for the studding in the rest of the basement. But of course these 2x2s aren't fastened to the wall at all. There's one nail up there into the wood, and essentially it's just jammed in the floor, like he cut it like a 1/4 inch too big. So basically I give it a couple good old taps with a hammer and that will jump right out of there. Of course the wall section was framed reasonable. He used 2x4s, and of course, you know, they look like they're on 16-inch center, and just like the rest of the basement, there's panel board on the, well, the pretty side, right? And it's hiding some, well, 1950s funky old carpet down there, so, you know, that was in the rest of the living room as well. So basically I gotta move the remainder cabinet there, put it somewhere out of the way, somewhere safe, you know, all that good stuff. Once those boards are off the wall there, then we can start basically building the vertical sections of our structure. And then once that's done, we can throw the horizontal, you know, ones on there, and basically she's built. So you guessed her, we'll get at her and see how she goes. Okay guys, so here we are. Pretty much got the shelf fully built now. Of course, sorry about giving any updates in the meantime, but you know, you kind of get in a bit of a zone and you get working, and before you know it, it's a completed project. Well, it's kind of one of those things that you know, kind of want to get done, so you know, when it does start happening, it starts happening fast, right? Pretty much we got ourselves, if you want to say, 3 1/4 shelves. Here, of course, we got 3 full-size shelves, the bottom one, which of course is about 4 inches off the floor, and then the middle one, and then of course basically on this one will be the top one. On what is sort of the top one, which I decided to put in because it helps tie everything in, we'll have to put something small over in that corner maybe. Just of course, you don't want to put nothing here because this is the hot air, and there might be something melt or whatever, right? Of course, all these 2x4s are pretty much double nailed, at both ends. They're not really going anywhere, and same with the horizontal pieces too. They're not going anywhere as well. I tied the vertical pieces into the floor joists with block-ins, and again, they're not going to go too far either. But pretty much, guys, with a couple handfuls of 2x4s and a real fancy saw, you can build this yourself. You don't even have to use an air nailer. You can use a hammer and nails, or a screwdriver and a battery powered screw, or a battery powered screw gun too. It's a lot cheaper. But pretty much, guys, as always, thanks for watching Maxwell's World. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.